Here you go, my 3 biggest mistakes in 2023. Hey, it's John here at Hyped It. And in this video, I don't want to talk about success. In this video, I want to talk about failures. It's so fun to talk about success. And I record these videos and I show you how I've grown my music to now over 8 million streams and hundreds of thousands of listeners and tons of thousands of fans and how easy it all is with ads. But what's also true is that I fail. And I think it's important to talk about failures as well, because I know other music artists who fail. And when we fail, it doesn't matter as long as we learn from our mistakes and we make it better next time. I heard my friend and fellow music marketing coach Chris Greenwood, aka Manifest, say, "A fighter isn't somebody who never fails. A fighter is somebody who never quits." And this resonated with me so much that I decided to talk about failures, what to learn from them, and how to do better next year. And so that's why I'm going public here with my 3 biggest failures in 2023. Failure number 1, I didn't put out enough music. If you watch any of my videos where I talk about release schedule and how often to publish music, you'll hear me say, put out at least 1 song a month or 1 song every 4 weeks, so that when you drop music and you get 4 weeks of that new song on release radar, then after those 4 weeks end and that song drops off of Spotify release radar, you have a new song that enters release radar. Because if you do it this way, you stay on release radar for the entire year, 12 months in a row, and you're getting the maximum benefits of this algorithmic playlist. But what did I do this year? I put out 10 releases instead of 11 or 12. And while I can give myself lots of excuses why I wasn't able to meet that release schedule, for example, all the time and effort that went into Hyped It and the ad automation, and all the time and effort that is now going into much more YouTube videos than I ever shot before, the truth is, I set a goal for myself and I failed at meeting the goal. Now the question is, I failed, what can I learn from it? And my experience in 2023 about my release schedule was actually quite fascinating. In the beginning of the year, I had a song come out every month. And then in April, I had a song that became quite successful, got a lot of distribution from Spotify's algorithm, is still doing great on Discover Weekly. And I somewhat rested on those laurels. I put my time in other places. And this is when I should have kept on releasing music on a monthly basis. Now, what I did follow through on is that towards the end of the year, I decided, hey, look, I've been dropping the ball here for a couple months. Now let's see what happens if I do the exact opposite and I put out a release a week. So for a period of 5 weeks, I put out a song every week, sort of catching up. And what happened to my listeners and streams was actually fascinating, because every week I could see the number of listeners jump up and jump up and jump up. And if this is something you want to learn more about, actually there is a link to a video here where I describe what exactly happened when I put out a song every week. And that leads me to the lesson learned from this failure number 1, which is in 2024, my commitment that I'm making to myself is to not just put out a song once a month, but to increase my release schedule and put out more music than 1 song a month in order to see how that impacts the listeners, the streams, and the fans that I'm growing on Spotify. So that's my lesson learned for 24. Failure number 2, I haven't done enough on social media. This probably doesn't come as a surprise. For those of you who have been following me, I could list this as one of my failures every year since I invested into my music career, because I've always put my effort into promotion methods that give me a disproportionate return on my time, right? So with social media, you invest a lot of time, but especially in the beginning, you can only expect tiny results. Whereas with music ads, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or Google ads for YouTube, you just put a tiny amount of time, but you're getting a disproportionately large result on your effort. So that's why this is one of my preferred promotion methods, and social media has always taken a backseat. But what has changed in 2023 is that with this onset of new technology, especially AI, stuff you can do with ChatGPT and other tools, getting more proficient on social media is now a lot easier than it was before. I failed at this in 2023, but one of my goals and lesson learned and commitment for 2024 is to find ways to automate social media promotion so that even if I only put small amounts of time into it, I'm getting disproportionately large results on the social media content that I put out there for my music. So that's the goal for 2024. And failure number 3 is that I didn't engage with my super fans enough in 2023. I'm a big fan of email marketing. It's an extremely effective way to identify your super fans because those are the ones who who open and read and click most of the emails that you send them. And it's really easy to use email to guide those superfans back to your music on Spotify, on Apple Music, or on YouTube, or over to your merch store to invest in CDs or vinyls or t-shirts or anything else that you're selling. And while I know about this power of email promotion, even if to some of you email might sound a little bit outdated, it is still extremely powerful and one of the best marketing channels that you can use in order to engage your fans. My time commitment to email in 2023 just fell short. And as a result of this, I didn't engage with my super fans enough. I didn't drive enough traffic over to my merch store. And as a result of that, I just sold less merchandise in 2023 as opposed to prior years. And what's crazy is that with the same tools that we now have in 2023, again, think ChatGPT, for example, email marketing should have only gotten easier, not more difficult. And so once again, I have no real excuse. I just got to own the fact that I dropped the ball here and commit to myself to do better in 2024 and give email the attention it deserves. Whether that's growing my email list, something that's very easy to do, especially with pre-save campaigns on Hyped, or emailing my fans on a regular basis. And for me, that's at least once a week, ideally even more often. So there you have it. Those were my 3 biggest failures in 2023 when it came to promoting my music. And that's why I'm going public here. I'm going on record that I will do better with those in 2024. More music, finding easier ways to do social media so I can do more social media, and more engagement with my fan base and especially with my super fans using email marketing. And I invite you to hold me accountable on those by asking me for updates in these YouTube videos and how I'm doing and what I'm doing so that I can't drop the ball on any of those in 2024. And I invite you to do the same. Is there anything that didn't go as planned in 2023? Anything where you feel like you dropped the ball? Just put it in the comments and make that your commitment for next year. And as Chris said, a fighter isn't somebody who never fails. A fighter is somebody who never quits. And in this spirit, I can't wait for you to crush it in 2024. And so if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell icon below so you can get more videos like this on YouTube about how to grow bigger as an independent music artist. And if one of your goals is to find the easiest and fastest way to get real and super engaged listeners and fans and streams for your music on Spotify, then check out this next clip right here. Want to get your music heard on Spotify with AI? I just launched a brand new video training program called the Spotify Growth Switch, where I show you how to start growing real listeners, real fans, and real streams on Spotify in less than 10 minutes using software and AI. I've used the Spotify Growth Switch system to now grow my music to over 7 million streams and tens of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify. This works for any music genre. It gets you real fans and listeners super fast, and it's extremely easy to set up, literally just like flipping a spotlight switch for your music. Despite using AI, you don't need to know nothing about tech stuff in order to be successful with this. I've had the tremendous privilege of helping multiple tens of thousands of music artists grow their music on Spotify, many of which have grown to much larger numbers, lots more listeners, lots more streams than I have using the systems that I've taught. Makes me so proud of their success. And so if you want to get more real listeners, real fans, and real streams for your music fast using state-of-the-art software and AI, then click the link below this video and check out the Spotify Growth Switch. I can't wait to help you grow your music on Spotify, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.